So we're going to do a sensory story, hopefully using the resources you've found around your house or in your garden, and it's called The Wide-Eyed Owl. And as we go through the story, when it gets to the bits that the resources are for, just pause me on here and spend a bit of time with each sensory item, allowing your learner to explore them. And as I start the story, in the first part, there's a little rhyme, and I'm going to say it once, and then if you say it with me the second time, you can be part of the story too. Here we go. It's called "Wow," said the owl. There was a wide-eyed owl. There was a wide-eyed owl with a pointy nose. With a pointed nose. He had pointed ears. He had pointed ears and claws for toes. And claws for toes. He sits in a tree. He sits in a tree and looks at you. And looks at you. And flaps his wings. And flaps his wings and says, "To-it-to-oo," and says, "To-it-to-oo." One day, the owl decided to go and explore. "Wow," said the owl as he felt the green grass. He flew on a bit further. "Wow," said the owl when he smelt the pretty flowers. The sky was getting a bit dark. "Wow," said the owl as he felt the drops of rain. The rain passed, but the wind got stronger. "Wow," said the owl as he felt the cool air on his face. At last, the sun came out. "Wow," said the owl as he felt the warmth on his body. Nighttime was coming and it was getting dark. "Wow," said the owl as he saw the stars in the sky. Now it's time to hide under some material. Get your little lights out or your torches. I'm going to say the words and then you repeat them after me. Who's under the stars tonight? Who's under the stars tonight? I wonder, I wonder. I wonder, I wonder. Who's under the stars tonight? Who's under the stars tonight? Let's take a look and see. Let's take a look and see. Okay, we're going to finish with our little rhyme that we started with. There was a wide-eyed owl. There was a wide-eyed owl with with a pointed nose. He had pointy ears. He had pointy ears and claws for toes. And claws for toes. He sits in a tree. He sits in a tree and looks at you. And looks at you. And flaps his wings. And flaps his wings. And says, "To-it-to-oo." And says, "To-it-to-oo."